Hello, welcome to the RWBY Community Podcast, Episode 2. With me today we have Atomic, ChainedPrometheus,
Hey.
Cruel to be kind, ImmolateDynamo,
What's up?
Impstar,
Hello.
KayyJayy,
Yo.
and TheKirkyLife.
Oh no! That sounded really painful.
That was something.
Well then.
Episode 10 seconds in, that's not even his record.
Done clearly.
He made it to about 30 seconds without someone being weird. 30 seconds.
Hey,
That's a new record. That's a new record.
Even start.
Alright then. Well, we're gonna start with talking about RWBY Chibi. And first off, because we didn't really talk about it last week, what was everyone's thoughts on episode 4?
4?
What happened in episode 4 again?
That's the that's the one with the Yang. That's the one that had a lot of Yang skits in it.
Yes, it was.
That's my personal.
Hold on. I gotta look at the thing list. Oh, the one that came out 2 days ago. Yeah.
Oh, it's the one on YouTube. Yes.
4 or 5?
No, we're talking 4.
One with ice sculpture and the present
I
for
know-
Blake.
Yes. Oh god, that scene.
Oh, the Bumblebee one.
The,
Yeah.
yeah,
4 was
the
my
present for Blake one was
Just as a question, how many of these have been Bumblebee ones? Because I think the answer is all.
How many what?
How many of RWBY Chibi episodes have been Bumblebee ones?
I think there's 5 so far, right?
5.
There's 5 total. 4 on YouTube, and the 5th one is on Rooster Teeth and goes on
It goes on
YouTube next Saturday.
It is
or
live
Saturday.
for all users on Rooster Teeth as well.
Yes, it is. So that's 4 had the fighting game one, which is quite funny to see, and it also had.
I'm literally watching episode 4 right now.
It had.
Hey,
3 minutes.
I've got a question. What is RWBY Chibi?
I don't know, man.
Well, if you go look in your bathtub, there should be a toaster there.
Yeah.
And if you hook it up and take a bath with it, you'll find out what Chibi is.
Oh, nice.
Instructions not clear. Dick caught sailing.
I'll be right back, guys.
And he was never seen or heard from again.
And that's how.
You just hear a big.
That's how the developers of the little toaster get their job.
It's working.
I am now Ghost James.
My plan to be #1 on this podcast is slowly working.
You're gonna have to go through me first.
The
And
brave
my
little
ex.
toaster too.
Alright,
James.
sorry.
So,
Okay, then.
Mr.
We are diverting. What is episode 4, right?
Yes, episode 4.
Not episode 5, episode 4.
Episode 4.
4 was quite funny. I mean, that's the one with the Jean intro, wasn't it? The Jean skit throughout it all.
I think that was the one where he was on the phone, right?
Yeah,
Is that the one
yeah.
he was talking
That
about?
was
I thought that was 3. Episode
4 is the one. Episode 4 is the one that has a lot of Yang skits.
Yes.
It has her giving a present to Blake and
Yes.
her playing video games.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, no.
And also the one where they cook marshmallows off.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
Yeah,
my
you're
favorite
right.
episode so
It's
far.
just, but no, what I actually liked, not only the Yang Fantasy, it had the remix of Red Light Roses 2. Which is 8-bit.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the 8-bit version.
Oh, that was so
Yeah.
great. And that's obviously that was coinciding with the talk about BlazBlue wanting to make a fighting game for RWBY, and oh god, just all that at once.
I mean, to be honest, the ice sculpture one is probably the best skit out of that show. Like that
Yes.
episode.
I think
It's pretty
my
good.
favorite was the
It's demonstrating how RWBY is getting progressively more sick of everyone's shit.
Yeah.
To go on.
Oh,
Yeah.
please,
You
RWBY.
see her basically just hating pretty much everybody at this point, and it just builds to even the next episode.
The funny
RWBY
thing
episode
about it
10.
is there's a small bit in that skit that you're talking about here that a lot of people didn't notice. If you look on the far edge of the screen at when you see Blake do her ice sculpture off to the far right, there's just a puddle of water, which is presumably Yang doing her ice sculpture.
Just
There's just a small
completely
puddle of
messed it
water
up.
just bleeding it. You
Like-
don't even see Yang. You just see a puddle of water on the
Oh,
far
I
right
didn't
corner. Where
know that.
She
Yeah,
tried
it's pretty
she tried to use a semblance and just melted it instead. But no, that was good. And I guess now we're going to talk about 5. So if you haven't seen it, spoilers. And
Dun, dun, dun.
oh god, just
We need like a spoiler alarm, just like an air raid siren.
Spoiler alert. It was
It's
all
the
lies.
intro to the song by Disturbed.
Bruce Willis.
Ooh,
Hey, I haven't seen that
Spoilers.
movie yet.
Anyway, but no,
Wait, movie?
Nothing.
Oh.
Continue.
the Shadows skit of it was hilarious.
I love
Yeah.
That was great.
I like it when it gets meta.
Yeah.
That was.
That makes
That
me
was fun.
appreciate what I'm doing at RTX that much more now.
Hey, that was my idea, man. You know.
I know, but we're all doing it. So
Yeah,
great.
the three of
Better
us.
idea, but-
Hilarious.
That's
I-
fair. Did you
I
get
love
those pictures done?
I didn't.
Oh
think
yeah,
of
I'm
it.
gonna have them
Yeah,
printed
there
out.
it is.
soon.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
nice.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
That is a puddle on the side.
But, you know, I think RWBY Chibi, funnily enough, like it's when it was first announced, I was like, oh, it's gonna be kind of like kiddie again. It's gonna be more aimed towards the people who really loved volumes 1 and 2, but would probably hate volume 3 for how dark it got. But it's really cheeky.
Yeah.
Like, it is
Yeah.
super, super cheeky.
Really cheeky.
There's a lot of sass going in it. I love it.
Still waiting for the Pyrrha Asher joke.
No.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see that,
Damn.
unfortunately.
I don't think they will ever be
No,
able to do
her
that.
introduction is going to be her falling out of a chimney, just coated in ash. You know.
Oh,
You see Pyrrha rising from an ashtray.
I can imagine that will be the case.
No,
as well.
she just pull,
I'm
yeah,
not
just
gonna
goes
put it
like
past the
Frosty.
show.
Just goes like Frosty the Snowman, just pops out of a ashtray thing, or whatever, just whirls into a thing. Hello again.
Birthday!
no, Pyra appears out like
Instead
a
of that,
fireplace,
hello again.
like a phoenix.
Oh god.
Just
Arco
like-
shippers are screaming.
I'm screaming.
I'm not screaming yet.
Like, I've already screamed twice this episode. Once externally from being fried by a toaster in a bath. Second, internally for the terrible, like, I just can't deal with it.
We're
Why am I on
7
this
minutes
podcast?
in. We're 7 minutes in, and we're making.
Why are you here?
7 minutes
We're making
in.
record time
Oh,
with these
We're
jokes
hitting the
here.
ground running.
we
Yeah,
are.
that's the only way to go.
So, in any, I mean, of course, the thing for episode 5, everyone's gonna remember the shadows. But what did you think of the whole Ruby Weiss, like? Because I saw that joke coming as soon as they had the fight. I just thought they're not gonna fight this properly because it won't work. But still, I don't know. It wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, I didn't care much for the episode as a whole. I loved that skit. I had a laugh with the Jean dressing up as Weiss skit. And then, of course, the Zybel weed. The Zybel weed that was hilarious.
Tumbles
See, I thought the Genres Weiss thing was just really odd. Like, it wasn't even funny. I'm like, what? Why?
Why
Like,
would
I get
why
it,
would
but,
John
like-
dress as Weiss? Because if you can't
Oh
date
no,
Weiss,
I know why, but it just like to me that was like.
See, for me, I appreciated it a little bit more because it reminded me of what Miles did in 10 Little Roosters.
God.
If anyone's
Yes,
seen
yes.
that, it was like a callback to that.
I mean that makes sense. They couldn't dress up as Ruby, but still.
Well, one of us is gonna have to change.
And it's gonna have to be Ruby because John beat her. John beat her at this. He outdressed Ruby.
The clip on like ponytail. You took it to a next step.
Which brings us to
Style.
questions. Where do you get Weiss clip on ponytails?
I'll tell you what,
Well,
though,
obviously,
my first,
From
like,
the Schneid Dust Company, obviously. He's
my
telling.
first
go.
part
He's
of the
telling his
series,
daughter's
though, 'cause
likeness
I love that
because
little
money.
skit where they had Blake cleaning out all 4 of her ears, supposedly now. Like, we get confirmation that it's...
That was
Yeah,
so
it is.
weird.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty. You see what came out on those things?
She's like, 1, 2.
It's like Blake, you filthy animal.
Does that mean she
To be
has?
fair, she does. She uses two different ear. I can't remember what it's called. The things
Two
you
different
use.
ears
to-
in general.
Q-tips.
No. Q-tips. Thank you. She uses
Yeah.
two sets of Q-tips. So she's being hygienic in that regard. But that was kind of cute. It's just I don't
She's
know.
still
There's
a
something.
filthy animal.
We
She
are currently
nasty.
experiencing technical difficulties. Please
We're not.
hold.
We have great technical. We don't have great technical difficulties. We have no technical difficulties.
I'm just saying, I hope we don't need it, but if we do,
We'll eventually need it. I'm sure we'll save that as well.
Could I talk about how he broke the fourth wall about the shadow people?
I really did enjoy that.
I mean,
That
That-
wasn't
that
breaking
was
the fourth
great.
wall. I thought that was just racist.
Tumblr?
Okay, are we hopping on that post?
No.
I don't want to.
No.
How dare you discriminate against the shadow people? I demand that you.
You leave the shadow people alone. Brand's a nice person.
I'm
What?
Okay.
Oh,
We went
for the
there.
record, I have
The
friends
race
who are-
card has been played.
In the face down position.
I mean, I was going to make a half shadow person joke, but after this, I think I'm just going to put this instead. I do not approve.
As a
Can
white,
we please stop talking about shadow people?
as a white blonde person, I am removing myself from this conversation. Okay, I do not feel safe.
Oh, so you're Aryan, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Aryan coconut.
The white blonde person doesn't feel
I
safe.
feel milky inside.
Harmonize with me, maggot!
Okay.
We're all pink on the inside.
Can we not derail the non-canon comedy show into
I
a
think-
race skit?
What's interesting about RWBY Chibi as well, every episode has produced at least one like GIF, like especially on the
Yeah.
Discord
Just
that they've
one.
used or edited. Well, at least one each
At
episode.
least one.
We are getting consistent memes on a level that we
Yeah.
never thought possible, and it is glorious.
Like
It is.
the filth
The
thing is a really
absolute
good start.
reaction from the first episode with "This
This
is
is
filth."
filth.
Filth. That is some truly high quality material right there.
Just
Actually,
perfect.
talking of sort of like talking about the future of the series as well, I think I have a little theory because supposedly in episode 5, someone that heard Nora or like some Nora whatever, and I'm reckoning we're going to probably get Nora next episode, maybe.
Oh,
That's
good.
what I think.
We got some more.
Yeah,
Nora.
Nora's. It's at the end of the very first skit at the costume party. With the off dialogue thing saying "looking hot." That's Nora.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
Yeah,
her.
she's actually listed in the credits. So
Yay, Nora's there. But,
So yeah,
hey.
she's probably coming. She's probably coming in next episode. I think.
Looking
I
forward to
agree
that.
with you there.
coming in.
All right. Okay, so
So that's like an example of what you were referencing with the gifs.
actually, it's just brought me to something because with this GIF, and what we'll talk about next point is, what are your favorite crack ships?
Oh boy.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
watch what you say because
Enabler,
Sentinels outnumber and
enabler, and enabler.
Let
Okay.
me just go to the
No.
ship sheet.
I'll take the stage. Dogs of war.
I gotta pull up my folder of this. Hang on.
Teacher's pet.
Oh god, there's gonna be pictures. There's gonna be pictures.
All right, Exhibit A.
Um,
We have your quality wise dragon. You know,
Okay.
it's a very high quality ship right there. as
I
you can
kind of
see.
like that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know enough
I-
about
I-
Sage to talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd have to know more about Sage to support it.
I mean, right now,
This one
Come
came to me.
on.
This one I find truly hilarious. This one is entitled "Fuck You, Dad."
What one is that?
Wow. Wow, I like that ship. 10 out of 10.
Oh God!
Jax, when you post this on YouTube, you're gonna have to put that image in and sync that up right the moment when this discussion's happening.
oh god, I will definitely have to. There's no way I could ever put that in apart from "fuck you, Dad." Alternatively, I could just put back in White and Sage. I mean, Yang and Sage even. Same thing.
Oh man.
See, I like, what's the ship between, Pyrrha and Ruby called? Is there one?
There is.
Milk and cereal.
Milk.
The one I always see it called is just pure Ruby.
Where did it get that name?
Milk and cereal sounds better.
Where did it
Yeah.
get that name?
Like, this is my favorite crack ship. The visual will
10 out of 10.
definitely be needed for this one.
Oh god.
It
10
took
out
me
of
a
10.
minute to see the upside down pier, man. Come on.
I've seen the
My
image
eyes
before,
immediately went to the
25
clipping issue in the hair.
I just
Where?
find it funny that in all of this, someone hasn't changed it to be black dust. Like, she's gonna be white dust? That's not how Ash works.
Wait, episode 5.
Are we getting into Race Wars with Dust now? Is that
No,
what
whoa.
Well, it was only a matter of
Are we still talking about crack shit?
So,
yes.
I got this one, red. Mechanical.
Oh god.
Oh!
Okay, I don't know.
Ironwood's great, actually. There's a couple of ships with Ironwood. There's a Steel Pussy, which is Ironwood and Blake, and then there's also Lightning Rod, which is him and Nora.
Actually, there's the best ship name ever out of any pairing here. It's not canon. It's not even close to being canon, but it's Blake and Pyrrha, Pussy Magnet.
Yes, I love that name.
It is pretty great.
Which I believe is me and Neo, which was described to me as Cream Machine. Now,
yes.
Oh God. Oh yeah, Cream Machine.
Neo and Blake is creamed pussy.
It is, in fact. Oh God.
I mean, realistically, it will be.
Oh my.
Oh Jesus.
Amaranth's in the target practice.
All right. So unfortunately, there will be a technical difficulties probably because my audio went down for a bit there. But we have Fox and Neo, which is a really odd one. It's like.
Hang on. Do I have any other decent crack ships that are worth sharing?
For me, there's Baked Alaska.
Oh yes, here we are. I don't even know what this one is called.
Yeah, Baked Alaska. This one's called Stop.
Dirty Boots.
This is called Stop. Reevaluate your life.
Baked Alaska is pretty cool.
Oh Lord.
That's grotesque, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I mean, I'm.
Oh no, just for that image. That's the only reason I don't mind it.
Just for
that I don't like it.
I mean, the thing about it is like we don't really know anything about Neo as a character, and
You know enough.
to an extent, yeah. So
Can she actually speak, or is she just don't want to? Okay.
Well, actually, somebody posted. Hang on, let me see if I can upload the image here.
First off, I have several
Sunflower.
questions.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, hang on.
Thank you, KayyJayy, for that. Straight up.
Okay, sorry, KayyJayy will really appreciate this one as well. I've just been looking through the ship sheet. Scarlet and Winter. It's a pirate's life for Schnee.
Like you
You did not just say that.
Oh my
It is great.
What
my
a great
You
ship
did
name.
not just say that.
Yo ho,
I like
pirate's
Spot.
life is neat.
I feel dirty having just listened to that.
Alright, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them that are actually just
If
puns.
Yang could clap right now, she'd be clapping at that pun.
If Yang could... Wow, okay.
Also, actually, Scarlet's got some of the best ones as well. There's another one, Scarlet and Neon, which, of course, if you are completely unaware of the background, is voiced by Meg Turney and Gavin Free. The two are in a relationship, and their ship name is Turned Free.
Oh wow.
Well.
See, the problem with that is it sounds like slavery, freedom. I cannot
It does
stop playing.
Well, when you say it like that, yeah.
I can't stop playing the race card today.
Welcome to the race episode of the podcast.
Welcome to RWBY Race Wars. I'll be your guide.
This episode is sponsored by hashtag Black Lives Matter.
This episode is sponsored by the ChainedPrometheus Company, because down with all the faunas.
Ooh, rah.
Use your discount code FaunaSant people for 20% off dust.
We're not terrible people, we just say mildly terrible things.
We say so many terrible things. I've got to say,
We could be saying worse things.
there's one like crack ship that I've really liked, but it's only one reason I've liked it, and it relies on one thing. And I've got to find this image. There it is. It relies on the fact of this image, which is on a Shindan maker, which is totally random, but it made this result. And for anyone who doesn't know, Daddy knows best.
Oh god!
It's Schnee and Weist. I'm not proud of
Come
myself.
here, honey, you're about to earn your inheritance.
No.
Yes, yes.
No, Daddy, no. Yes, Daddy, yes.
Oh, excuse me, I have to go kill myself over for the corner here. I'll be right back.
Everybody
No,
run,
we've
Daddy
already
Tank's
supplied
too
bathtub
strong.
and toaster.
Everybody grab your toasters and prepare your bathtubs.
Just remember, kids,
If
this is
you'll
where the
use
technical
your right,
difficulties
we'll
come
find
in.
your toaster.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Is that going to
Wow.
be the podcast name, Technical Difficulties?
Do you,
I don't think
do you
we have
reckon
technical
anything-
difficulties.
How about toasters and bathtubs?
No.
do you, I can see it now. Papa Schnee and Weiss, Schneedy Daddy.
I don't know if I want to hit you for that or not.
Oh my god!
I don't have words to describe this.
Your coat hangers.
I just need a little favor.
Daddy, I want you to wipe all over my face.
James, I don't know whether or not I want to love you or hate you for that. Oh my god.
That was me.
Embrace both. Embrace both.
Oh my god.
Smile you
Amber,
want, but the
target
pain
practice.
doesn't go away.
Found a good crack sheet.
Did you just say Cinder and Amber's target practice?
Yep.
Oh my
That sounds like something a
Chips on
synth
fleek.
would say.
god.
And now, welcome to the Fallout podcast.
I leave the cap off the toothpaste as well.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
See, that is a ship I can get
I
behind.
just want to watch the world
Oh my
burn.
god.
Why isn't it not just called Double Coco? Because, you know, she's called Coco and he's black.
Oh.
I did. For
Double
once,
chocolate?
I'm the one who didn't say it.
Well, he's black, so he could say it, I guess.
Whoop, whoop.
This gift just
Doesn't mean
about
he
set-
should.
This gift sums up everything pretty much.
We
Oh my
asked if we could, but we never stopped to think if we should.
That's usually how this goes.
Or if we really needed to.
Hey.
Did you?
Oh, yes.
No, no, that is not
Hey,
okay.
I like it.
This podcast needs more Weiss.
I don't know why.
She's
I
not
can't
even best girl.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Let's talk about this
be
again.
honest.
Pyrrha is best girl.
If you want to, if you really,
Actually was.
No, she's
Actually
best.
was best girl.
Would that be Infernapes since it's a fire monkey?
Actually, wait, there is one crack ship I really do like. Since I was just reminded because we've been making Weiss jokes and whatever.
Yeah.
Sun and Weiss.
really, that's an.
Oh,
What's
hang on.
that?
I have
Think
something
about-
for this.
I
But,
really
but
like.
she's a dirty racist. Why would she date her?
Dirty
But
racist.
I think.
Oh, that's some cute
Ooh,
art.
does it?
What I
Think
say
about-
goes, and if she wants to bang the monkey man, she can bang the monkey man.
Yeah.
What's the best way to rebel?
Bang the monkey man!
But guys, think about it, guys. Look at their personalities. Think about a movie called The Empire Strikes Back. It would be Han and Leia all over again.
Never seen Star Wars.
I'm just thinking.
Whoa! What?
Cue the communist propaganda.
Okay, so sorry. This podcast has been temporarily put on hold
What are
while we
you,
watch
Boo?
all of
Yes.
Star Wars. We're now watching all of Star
No,
Wars.
but if you haven't seen Star Wars, then
Listen,
you're not American.
Moo won't be represented in the room until we talk about tanks or weaponry.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Or Jews.
Oh boy.
He's running
There we
now.
go.
He felt disturbance.
All
In the
right.
Force.
My trigger senses are tingling.
All right. Do you know what the best crack ship is though?
Go on.
Weiss and Neptune.
Why is
It's true.
I see what
Yeah.
you did there.
Yeah.
All right.
Break
Of
his
everyone but
stupid
John.
face, Indigo.
Okay. Actually, let's go from crack to not crack. What's your favorite
Yeah,
normal
let's get
ship?
away from drugs.
Meth!
My favorite.
No.
Sorry. Oh.
I said ships, not crack. I said, what's your favorite ship?
Night's Watch.
Arcos for
actually.
Lifos, bro.
Arcos. Down with the shit.
I heard a bumblebee buzz by in the distance.
Bumblebee.
No.
All right. So let's see.
You
We've
want
got.
to be a tool.
Oh, whoa! Let's not test any ships. Let's leave this here. Right now, we've got 2 Arcos, 2 Bumblebee. Who hasn't said anything? Cruel?
I'd ship
Night's
it.
Watch.
Night's Watch. That's 1 Night's Watch. I think Atomic actually was on Night's
Same
Watch.
here.
So that's 2
I
Night's
like
Watch.
as well, but-
That's 2 Night's Watch.
I'm representing Ladybug here.
Hey, that's Menelith.
Yeah.
Menelith. So we have two Arcos, 2 Bumblebee, 2 Night's Watch, and 1 Ladybug. And I get to use the deciding vote. And the official.
Wait, I haven't voted.
Oh, you haven't voted?
No,
This is
it's,
an official fact.
it's not official.
This
It is
okay.
not official.
Okay, so what did you say? Was it Immolate?
Hunter's dream for life, baby.
God,
That's
damn
what it's
it.
at.
No!
Hunter's dream.
My
I mean,
favorite ship is
I like
Consentacles.
it.
Fuck that fan fiction.
Okay, so let's not really. Oh God! First
I
off,
haven't even wrote it yet.
Oh my god.
But no,
Oh my
but
god.
someone
They
got
would
you.
simultaneously
Fuck it,
kill me
okay.
if I did that.
Okay, so we're not talking about shipping real persons, real people. So we have a hunter's dream, which is, if I remember correctly,
Real
Summer.
people.
Yes, I said real people.
Real people.
I'm not explaining the consenticles to you because I don't want to. But no, we had Hunter's Dream, which is Summer and Crow. But again, so as I still have the deciding vote, the official, unofficial podcast ship is White Rose.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
There we are.
how
I
is
don't
that?
think I could come here anymore.
How's that
How
happen?
is it official if it's the only one, man?
How's that a deciding
It's
vote?
official, but
This is my podcast. I make the rules.
Fuck the rules.
Supreme Leader Jax dictates White Rose.
screw
is
the
true.
rules. I have money.
All right.
Actually, you're all wrong. It's sea monkeys.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I mean, I can get
I
it.
can handle that.
You're
I can
all
dig
wrong,
it.
enabler.
Stop. Stop.
Stop what?
This is like Jurassic World when he's trying to like tame the like raptors.
I am the alpha here.
Am I the raptor?
I'm the alpha.
I'm the Omega.
Oh my god, does that mean you're gonna imprint on me? Ooh.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Why is this happening?
Let's bring
I
this.
think that this has become quite lewd.
Let's bring it back
Welcome
to
the
somewhat
RWBY
topic.
podcast, everybody.
What? Sorry.
Let's talk about fan fiction.
Oh boy, I've read them all week.
Yay.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
So, has anybody read some fan fiction this week?
I read a lot
yes.
of art.
Hold on, let me go find the tentacle one.
Okay. No,
Oh.
stop. I have to. I'm not putting tentacles.
I mean, he already brought up consenting.
That's something totally different, and still stop.
Yeah, I've been reading some fanfic,
Alright.
fanfiction.
Just link it up. Tell me what you think about it. Why it's good.
It's called Run by Simply Cora. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, KayyJayy knows what that one is. It's White Rose, Bumblebee, and there is a lot of stuff going on with the character of Pyrrha. I don't want to go away into specifics, but it's a very interesting post Volume 3 story that's set like 5 years after the fall of Beacon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna link it here
Let me
for
guess.
you guys.
Does Pyrrha come back as like some Ghostbusters sex ghost or something?
New headcanon.
Ghostbusters
comes
Sex
back.
Ghost.
She comes back. I'm not going to go into specifics there. The way the story is written isn't bad. I think the Simply Core is a pretty good writer, and they have a lot of very interesting ideas. I don't know if I'm really sold on how they write, on how they handle the narrative with Weiss and Ruby. They kind of rush into a relationship, even though they haven't seen each other in 5 years. And the more you learn about what Ruby's been up to in that time frame, the more unlikely it seems like she would be in a proper mindset to enter a relationship at all. Which is even stranger because when you look at the Yang and Blake chapters, the writer plays a very slow build up to that relationship. They take the time to show the first half of the story is Yang and Blake fixing things up or whatever, and then the other half is them eventually slowly doing something about it. So it's not bad. If you like White Rose, you'll probably enjoy it a lot. If you like Bumblebee, you'll love the Yang and Blake chapters. And they have a very interesting setup for Pyrrha, and it's apparently the first part in a multi-part series that they're planning to write.
Oh Lord.
So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Pyrrha in the sequels, because Run itself, the first part, is ending tomorrow when the last chapter with Yang is posted tomorrow night.
All right.
So yeah.
Just saying, at the time of release, this will probably be done, so you'll have a finished one, and it is apparently It will be 24 chapters and at least 100,000 words. So have fun, kids. KayyJayy, do you have anything else to put in that?
I'm trying to find one that I have read over the last week because I've been reading so much fan fiction before I go to sleep.
All the fan fiction I read, I'm waiting to update, and they haven't updated in forever. So.
Ooh. Okay, maybe not ones that are a bit old, but if you find like ones that decent updates. And,
I mean, one that's good, pretty decent is an Arcus one. By my shoulder, I protect thee.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a first person it's from John's perspective, and I think there's a couple chapters where it switches over to Pyrrha's. It's a very like serious one, but it's
Is it like an AU or post volume 3?
It's a little bit of an AU because they started writing it before volume 3.
Okay.
I'll pull it up. I do know that they're in like chapter. They might have hit like 30 or something.
Oh boy, you got some long ones.
Well, we don't want short ones, Jaxa. Short ones are always disappointing.
I mean, true. Especially they're well written.
I'm kidding, of course.
All right, I have a few here that are worth noting.
All right.
Where is
Okay. So let's see.
32 chapters and 257,000 words.
32 chapters.
Nice.
Okay. So that's shorter
And
than...
they've been writing it since November 9th, so they've been doing a lot.
Okay.
Of this.
That's
Nice.
frequent updates by the sound of it. All right, could you put the link?
Yeah.
Give it to me so I can put it in.
Yeah.
Where is the... There it is.
Okay. Wow, this is a long list.
Do we want to talk about anything that any of us here might be writing as far as fanfiction goes?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I've got my own work, but first I just want to link a few stories that I find to be really good, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, so one of my favorite fanfictions of all time is a really well done crossover between Crisis and RWBY. The title is called Nanosuits and Soul Magic, and it is possibly one of the funniest things that I have ever read as far as fanfictions go. It's very well written. It's from the perspective of Alcatraz, if you're at all familiar with the Crisis series, based upon the book Crisis Legion. And what makes it really is not just the action's pretty well done, it's it obeys basically the lore of the show very well, but Alcatraz is a sarcastic jackass, and he is absolutely hilarious in this. The writing is absolutely superb with some of the things. He just calls bullshit on just all the strange things that he sees in Remnant once he gets there. And it starts out a bit different, diverges from canon for a little bit there, because this was written intermittently between Volume 2 and Volume 3. But it's up to 31 chapters now. It's gotten back on track, I believe, with where the plot is going with Volume 3 now concluded. And honestly, it's probably one of the funniest things I've ever written, or read rather.
I like you called it bullshit when he's got a suit of alien nanomachines.
No, it's actually very well done.
I mean, I just like he's
I'm trying to find a few lines in here that are actually worth mentioning.
Does Psycho show up at any point?
No. It's only Alcatraz, basically, after the events in Crisis 2. And he basically arrives on Remnant. He has no idea how he got there. He has limited weaponry. And he essentially just gets taken in by Team RWBY and basically aids them after the breach essentially happened in canon.
Saving that.
Okay.
Team RWBY all right, there's this weird man in a weird suit and he's talking about things called nanomachines. What do we do?
No,
we'll adopt him.
Well, practically, he essentially becomes their bodyguard because he saves Weiss from an assassination attempt by the White Fang, the story. And as a result, her father essentially hires him on in exchange for giving him dust crystals and a steady amount of tungsten for his Gauss rifle. In addition to that, another story. There's another story by the same author, Blinding Phoenix, on space battles. It's called Light at the End, which is a Metro 2033 crossover. Also very well done in comparison to some of the other stuff that's out there. Basically, it follows Artyom and the Dark One through the same events. It's post V3 now, with a bit of a twist on the ending, which I felt was pretty good. It's pretty well written, in my opinion. So, worth taking a look at it. Well, and I'd say finally, one of the best fictions that I've ever written, fan fictions I've ever read, is For the Record by James Locklear. It's a Nightshade, so that might turn some people off initially, but it's probably one of the best things that I've ever read or come across, as far as fan fiction goes, in a long time.
Quick question.
And it covers. Yep.
What's Nightshade?
That would be a John X Blake ship. So it's kind of different because it does deal with the drama of why, Blake questions, it's several years later in the canon. All the characters are roughly 19 years old or so. And even Blake goes as far as to question, it's been so many years, why are you and Pyrrha not a thing, And John goes into great lengths to describe, why he needs to essentially prove himself before he even considers himself worthy to even date someone like Pyrrha. He talks, the whole plot hinges around how in all of his time at Beacon, John has never won a single sparring match at Beacon whatsoever. He always loses. He's an excellent fighter. They cover that. He is superb in basically every single way. He's really grown into be extremely competent. Yet at the same time, while they do fine in team battles, John has never been able to win a single 1v1, to the point where even though his technique is nearly flawless and the professor's commented on it as such, nobody actually seems to know why he is losing all the time. And the fic delves into that. It's a little bit, it's not canon in the least, mind you. I mean, they're kind of just screwing around with it. But the way it's written is just so well done that I can't help but say that this is just extremely well thought out, especially with, in context, what they discover John's semblance to actually be, how it all makes sense in the long run. So,
you can't win.
Definitely worth checking out.
Oh, wow.
George's semblance suggests to suck.
No, well, only in a 1v1 match. He only works when he's with a team or something like that, I'm guessing.
No, it's just Pyrrha's aura is just so good. It stops even his semblance. No, I win.
Well, I don't want to spoil it, So
Okay.
I can't really.
Okay, fair enough.
Because the whole plot essentially hinges on that reveal, and I don't want to spoil that in the podcast, So I want to leave that up to readers to decide,
Okay, fair enough.
So all I can really say is that it's very well written.
Okay.
It's not the romance in it is very slow burn. It's not convoluted at all. It makes sense. There's a little bit of twist here and there, bit of tug on what is considered, canon in the story or not. But overall, I'm willing to suspend enough disbelief that I find it to be a really satisfactory read for anybody who's interested.
So, before I say anything about anything I've written,
right?
There is one other fanfic I want to throw out there as a recommendation for other people. It's called Dual Abyss. It was written by XT Zealot, who, if anyone's read Dual Abyss? No.
Okay.
No. Sorry.
No. Just gone.
It's basically it's a 3-chapter long fanfic that's basically a revenge story for Yang and Blake post Volume 3. But it's very dark. It's the stuff they go about in the show in the story could never happen in the show. It's kind of like a noir almost. There's a really epic rematch with Yang and Mercury. But there's also it has the coolest design for Yang's new prosthetic that I've seen out of any fanfic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's that's just something I'd like to recommend to people. And now, if anyone wants to talk about stuff that they've personally written or whatever, that's fine.
You had me sold a noir, so.
It's in black and white. Sign me up.
Again with the shadow people. Let's stop it, guys. Come on.
For fuck's sake!
I ship shadow people like shadow people.
So much darkness.
Hello,
God.
Demarcus,
Oh,
my old
shadow.
friend.
Yeah, Simon
I told
Garfunkel
you not to
hang up.
call me
Doesn't
that.
like that. You can't say it anymore.
No? Ah, what a shame.
Hey, you're not allowed to say shadow people.
But hey, it's time for the regular TheKirkyLife plug because he's allowed to talk about what he's writing now segment.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Theme.
Yeah, I'm storyboarding, or I have storyboarded the next chapter of Nikosian Legacy. Going to be writing it again this week. I've sort of committed to a bi-weekly update schedule now, so it's not like it's not as regular as some of the other fictions that you might see out there, but it's at least coming out at a nice steady flow so that you're not too disconnected from it and everything. And I've got some really nice ideas, including Pyrrha finding her semblance or discovering her semblance for the first time and sort of evolving into this celebrity type figure while her brother's left in the wayside. And it's one of, I'm sort of planning it out to be a lot more of a deeper chapter emotionally than the more action heavy chapter 1, which I wrote about a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well,
Nice.
I'll be sure to get it and link it. Chained, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm still okay. So I've a couple months back I started writing something called The New Adventures of Supermom, which is a post-show fanfic about Yang and Blake adopting this faunus kid named Summer. The first chapter is very fluffy, happy type thing. I'm working on chapter 2. I've been working on chapter 2 for months now. It's going to be a lot longer than chapter 1 was. I should probably clarify here publicly, there is an actual story that I'm working with for Supermom, and it will get a bit darker at times. Aliens, the movie Aliens is a bit of an influence for this, just to give clearance here. So it's not all happy sunshine. So, but it's important. It's a story about, it's all based on that one line Yang had back in Volume 2 when she was describing Summer Rose, calling her Supermom, saying that she was the baker of cookies and slayer of giant monsters. So the idea was to sort of do a fanfic.
Baker of monsters.
Yeah, basically
Slayer
it's just
of
like
giant cookies and baker of monsters.
Just the little ones.
Yeah, basically it's just the idea is like to write a story about that embodies both elements of that line for Yang and for Blake. And Raven will also play a big part of the story as well. So,
Right.
I don't know when chapter 2 will come out. I've been working on it on and off for 2 or 3 months now, but I'm going as steady as I can. There's one other thing I'm working on. Yeah, there's one other thing I'm working on. Don't want to talk too much about it publicly right now, but it's called The Wandering Years.
Secret projects. I like this.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay. I've got a few things here that I'm willing to touch on. Nothing that I can provide a link to because I'm just all over the place with school finally being done for myself. So now I finally actually have a chance to get back to writing. So there's one story that I've been working on for a little while now that was just an idea that I've been kicking around in my head. It's called The Girl on Fire. And what it essentially boils down to roughly is it's essentially an AU that springs off of Volume 3, Episode 6, where Pyrrha essentially took the maiden powers on the spot. She made her decision right then and there. She decided to get into the chamber, and she decided that she was going to become the Fall Maiden right there without really taking the time to consider any of the consequences that would do, because essentially she felt the peer pressure of like all of her professors on her at that time, and she made that decision. Now, where it gets interesting from there is I complicated it a little bit further with the procedure being, cramming the remainder of Amber's soul into Pyrrha's body. What I envisioned for this sort of story is that Amber actually becomes a sort of omnipresent voice inside of Pyrrha's head, essentially. And from there, Pyrrha doesn't actually have full control of the powers. She needs to rely on sort of Amber as like this figure in order to allow her to actually use the powers, because they were not transferred naturally, because Atlas, mad science and all that. So it's just an idea I was tossing around. I've got it pretty much storyboarded out. Got a few neat twists here and there, but it's probably one of the primary things, as well as just some other ideas I was tossing around. One where it was simply just just one story just entitled Boots that was supposed to be just sort of like perspective life story from like an Atlas Marine, like no aura, no semblance. It's a bunch of normal soldiers just sort of having to deal with the life of having to deal with superpowered teenagers running around wrecking everything.
That sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah, because
I tried to make
it's kinda
something
like
like that, but I abandoned it.
yeah,
It's a very
it's
good
just
idea.
like it was this idea that, you know, I've got family who serves in the military here at home, you know, so I've always been interested sort of in this idea of like, you know, Remnant is basically dominated by all these huntsmen who can run around and they have all these extraordinary abilities, but it never really seems to touch on, you know, like the faceless grunts, you know, the guys who we see just like scared shitless, you know, at the face of the Grim invasion, their own robots turning against them, you know, the terrorist group invading like an entire city. Yet there's that scene, you know, I believe it's in, what was it, episode 9 or episode 10, those two guards who were essentially like standing guard at the perimeter of the city, you know, and how even as they saw an entire wall of Grim running at them, like towards the city, they didn't run. They didn't run and
I don't
hide.
think they could.
took up their guns.
Cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little bit
No,
stuck.
they could have ran. They could have ran back.
Suicide.
It's like,
No,
well,
they
do
did
I,
like that.
They
do
took
I
out
die
their
this
guns
way?
and they started shooting, man.
This
They
is going to be kind of
were
like
on
Ruby's
it.
ODST then.
Sort of. It's basically just like covering just like a unit of these guys from like their beginning, their training, they're getting to know one another, they're forming like a true like brotherhood, you know, learning to count on one another, and then just being thrust into situation after situation that's absolutely absurd by their standpoint. They even comment on it, you know, just like the absurdity of like all these kids just running around with like super powered flips and whatnot, you know, and just like but them just like the duty that they have towards humanity, you know, what they feel they owe to protect, you know, their fellow man, and just like delving into the sort of like, you know, trauma that comes from that without being like, I don't know, too edgy with it. I don't know, but just yeah, expect something potentially never, because I cannot seemingly get around to like writing anything.
Oh,
Who knows?
Ah.
that's a really cool idea, and you're like, well, it'll never come true.
No. It's like I'll probably
If you
get
want to
around to it.
collaborate, I'm open.
And now the
Hey.
idea is mine. No, I'm kidding.
James,
This is mine now.
no.
I'm focusing on my
You
work.
made this? I made this.
You just fanfiction cock-blocked me.
What?
Like, no up.
What happened?
Fanfiction cockblock.
Oh my god.
How did it cock-block
I mean,
you?
what?
I'm confused as hell. Please elaborate.
Just
KayyJayy.
ignore me.
All right, back to
That was the
normal.
laugh of a mad woman. What do we do?
Okay, so
Oh, wait, no.
if anybody can elaborate on podcast cockblock, sorry, not even podcast, fanfiction cockblocking, please say it in the comments below or wherever.
Yeah.
Just tell me what it is, because now I'm confused.
I was ready to insert myself and read the fanfiction, and then it might not come, and now I'm offended and triggered. So I
What,
was
are you
cock-blocked. Yes! I made this joke already.
Alright then.
No. That's why I'm using it against you.
Okay,
But seriously, shadow people, guys.
God
God
damn it!
Here we go.
I'm gonna have a counter on this thing. It's been, I think it was about 20 minutes since we last talked about shadow people. There, it's been reset. You happy? Is
Oh,
it,
yeah.
Are you entertained?
I'm
gonna
very
make a
pleased with
timer.
myself.
How long do we have?
We've got a couple more minutes. And by a couple, I mean at least 40.
Oh, alright.
Cool.
And what was I going to say? Yes, bringing on to the topic of crossovers. What other universes would you like to see crossover with RWBY? Because
Ooh.
I mean,
I know someone's working on a Solia RWBY crossover. I can't remember who it was on the Discord was talking about it, but that should be interesting because I think those two worlds could work very well together.
I guess I feel like it'd just be very
Ruby and
interesting.
Rooster Teeth. Ruby and Rooster Teeth. It all just takes place in Joel's head in like the bathroom, and these are just ideas he's writing down.
I still think that's not less of a crossover, more of a crack theory, which is terrible.
Or it's actually Ruby. Or like he has a crossover. Ruby has a crossover with Rooster Teeth, but in reality, Joel's just schizophrenic as fuck.
Can we not be depressing?
And that you're gonna pitch.
Here's something that I've been thinking about ever since Chibi came out. Is anybody familiar with the anime Zatch Bell?
No.
Essentially, that aired on Toonami. I don't know how many years back, but the whole premise was basically like mages would essentially do battle with one another with essentially like sentient dolls or whatnot. And I thought that since the Chibi characters like essentially now exist, I thought it would be like a kind of neat idea for like the partners to basically one be basically a mage with a spell book, and another one essentially be like the puppets or whatnot, which I thought would have been, kind of neat, but it really wouldn't go anywhere simply because they'd have to just create like a whole original story for it.
All right.
I've got.
Oh, go on, sorry.
You can go ahead.
I was going to make a crude joke. Don't worry. You can go ahead. I'll save it for the end.
Yay.
I had two ideas. One
save it
for
for
as far as like an actual.
Yeah.
As far as like actual crossovers go, again, like I said last week, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and I think Tetsuya Nomura was probably a very big influence for Monty. So I think that, at least as far as the main video game series would go for Kingdom Hearts, I could see RWBY and that sort of blending relatively well together. The other thing, this is less crossover and more a reimagination. The story of Berserk with Yang as Guts.
Why?
Oh.
Think about it.
No, I have. I know enough about this Berserk to know that that's just sad.
Well, do you know what happens to Guts?
Everything that could possibly be bad. He's a wicked.
But he also loses an arm, like Yang, and he also actually I've been reading Berserk right now. I haven't fully caught up, but I've been reading it, and he acts a lot like Yang. At least once you're in the flashback arc or whatever, he has that cocky, sarcastic side to him, and he doesn't have a goal. That he's trying to find his place in the world. He doesn't understand what his motivation is or what. He's just doing stuff to help other people who have these goals for them, and then of course, disaster happens.
It's a very horrific disaster. It's a very, very sad story for Guts. And it ends with him being mocked by demons, so they will always try to kill him.
Yeah.
So that's something.
But actually, the reason why I bring that up is because just recently one of the favorite RWBY fandom cartoonists did something. Hang on, I'm gonna upload this here real quick in just a minute.
Waiting on it.
Hang on. Okay, hang on.
Just to fill in the blank space, I would love to see a RWBY and Witcher crossover.
The Witcher.
There is one. There is one that I found.
I know there is
a while ago.
Really good one.
See, there's Yang as.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see Madoka Magica have a crossover with RWBY. If you know what Madoka is.
Oh God!
Why is everybody so sad?
Wow.
Can we not have happy crossovers?
It would be dark, but I would like it.
Okay, well, see, at least Berserk could hopefully have a happy ending. I don't know if that's the case with Madoka.
I don't think anyone's having a happy ending.
I like to watch the world burn.
Alright. Okay.
Boku no Pico and RWBY.
No! Stop that! That's being muted. That's audio's cut.
I'd like to see a crossover between RWBY and Transformers Headmasters to see how many people have dirty thoughts going into the first episode.
Okay, first off, what's Transformers Headmasters?
Huh?
What's Transformers Headmasters?
It's so the original Transformers back in 1985. The US only got 3 seasons of it. Japan got like a continuation of like 5 other series.
Okay.
And Headmasters was one of them.
All right then.
Can I get like Monster Musume and RWBY?
You like Yang like transform into Bumblebee?
Wait, what if?
Become a must.
What
What
if?
if like Yang or not Yang, Pure became like a snake girl and Yang became? Oh my god.
Stop.
Medusa?
Stop.
No. Because in Monster Musume, there's I think her name's Nia or Mia. I don't really
Mia,
remember.
I think.
Watched in a while.
Oh man.
And she's like a
You
snake
gotta
girl.
age Kai.
Yo, that'd be boss. John.
Just turn Ruby into the harem anime you always wanted it to be.
Ruby is a harem to me.
Shh. They don't know yet. They don't know. Let them
When they
believe.
start to figure it out, we all run.
You see, I'd actually lose a lot of respect for the show if it became a harem.
I would love it that much
See,
more.
I quite like harem animes, if just for the fact that they're very, very unset in reality.
I mean, I think they're okay or whatever, but like for me, what interested me about RWBY was the fact that the girls all had their own individuality. Or they were separate from. There wasn't a harem element going in there.
Oh, of course not. No, it's just I like those, but for a different reason. This is a totally different show.
I mean,
Yeah.
RWBY does have harems. There was Team Shark.
Team,
No.
say that again.
And I got a lot of inappropriate stories to back that up.
Actually, I won't
Oh
tell
my
what you
God.
said. Don't say.
He's
it
going
again.
with entire team.
Yeah,
damn that.
No,
The
no.
entire
Or-
game, no dad, yes dad.
I
Okay.
still think that, Enabler.
Disabler.
No, Enabler's much better.
No enables, no disables. Well, I mean, apart from the two people that are disabled.
Not saying.
What was I going to go? I was going to say, actually, if I was going to choose one, Final Fantasy is a series that I really like, and it's got cool weapons and stuff, much like Kingdom Hearts. But I think if they did one, it would be for Final Fantasy VIII, which has this cool,
Yeah.
the whole garden system.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, say what you're saying, because I'm going to stop.
No. I was actually going to agree with you. I think actually Monty was I think the whole idea of the Hunters Academy probably very heavily inspired by the premise of Final Fantasy VIII.
I also like
I don't know.
the whole
See, I feel
witches.
like a lot of RWBY could actually be inspired by Soul Eater.
I feel like a lot of RWBY could be inspired by a lot of Japanese-related things. Because
Well, right, but I mean, think about Soul Eater directly, though.
Okay. I mean, I can see it. I don't know. It's not feeling it much.
I think I know where you're coming from. Like the weapons kind of give the character's identity.
The weapons, the ideas,
Yeah.
that's the whole, almost like the whole thing.
But there's no like,
On a feeling.
there's no Black Star Star. And yes, you say it like that. It's Black Star Star.
We have a Black Star somewhere.
All right.
Nora's Black Star.
Again with the
Kinda.
shadow people.
God damn it! I'm checking the timer again. We made it to about 7 minutes.
The timer. I mean.
All right. Then. This is not going well.
Can we please stop talking about shadow people? Thank you.
But seriously.
No.
I wasn't talking about shadow people!
Let's talk.
Oh man.
Restart it.
I was talking about Black Star.
And here we go all over again.
Hershey Rooster Teeth. You started this.
This is so. This is one joke. You had one joke, and now all we talk about is shadow people.
You had one joke, James. Why did you have to overuse it?
So, on to another topic. Well, back to the whole BlazBlue wanting to work with RWBY, and I should really pull up the tweet for this.
Yes.
So that's
Basically, fighty, kicky game for RWBY.
yes. What was everybody's thoughts?
Love it.
I'm down
Go for
for it. Yeah.
About what?
As like a side-on fighting game for RWBY. Blade
Oh yeah.
Smash.
right.
Smash.
Oh yeah.
Smash. Smash.
Smash.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but my heart is still set on like a Platinum Games RWBY fighter. But
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
just
dude.
it's like full on.
God, are you
just
kidding
like,
me?
Overwatch
it's
type
basically
movie
Metal
games.
Gear Rising all over again, with just like so much hack and slash you wouldn't even be able to like stomach it.
I actually love Metal Gear Rising.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
But that's because I like Raiden.
Um,
You could do Robo Ninja.
that's good. But what other kind of series would you talk about? Because we've got that kind of Grim Eclipse as a, small defeat lots of armies thing. But what would
I
you?
think they should just give us the RWBY RPG.
Yeah, no.
A RWBY
I'd be
Telltale series.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
That's interesting.
That would be good.
But if it's a Telltale series, so you'd need to have a really dark backstory, so it'd be Team Stark.
Yeah, I was about to say it'd probably have to be
Yeah.
Team Stark.
Team Stark, RWBY. Oh wow.
Minecraft doesn't have a dark story of such. Actually,
Yeah,
wait.
but Minecraft sucks.
Oh right, I've been really talking about the game.
Wow.
I've been talking about the thing all wrong. It's actually Guilty Gear they made, not BlazBlue. Sorry, Arc System Works.
The Wolf Among Us is really dark.
It
that's
was very dark.
So was Tales from the Borderlands, but I guess that story is,
Walking Dead was dark.
Could you do a Telltale?
They have a
Team
they have a
Stark.
Telltale Batman game
Batman
coming out,
is coming
actually.
out, yeah.
Ooh.
Batman, it's probably just gonna be his parents dying in every scene.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Dark.
Well,
My
spoiler.
parents are dead to fight for crime.
70-year-old spoilers. Batman's parents died in an alleyway. Okay. So,
But if they do the friggin' Batman Begins, they have to do this joke.
so
My name's Batman. I have no cancer.
Yeah.
That's why I talk like this.
all right. Back on to the topic.
It's not
So,
Batman.
so we've
Welcome
had
to the Batman podcast.
we've had RWBY. We're talking about RWBY fighting game. These people said RPG or a Telltale's Way. I'd like is actually a kind of RPG, but a tactical one, like either Fire Emblem or
XCOM.
No.
Or XCOM.
See, when I'm getting RPG, I'm like, give me Fable or Fallout style RWBY.
I don't know. I mean, I like the whole tier of.
I always think about like Birth by Sleep style RWBY game, where you can kind of customize your moves and combine them or whatever, while still being on the fly and have action.
See, fair enough. I just like the whole tactical RPG system of you have a team, you can choose how they develop, you get them better weapons and stuff, and it's. I also love turn-based stuff, which is, I don't know, I just really like it. Then again, I love fighting games, and they're nothing turn-based.
I think Grim Eclipse should have like a character customization thing, like once the game gets really advanced and everything's done.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
But
it has
suddenly
like a
then you
skill
get
tree.
like hundreds of thousands of OC teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with character customization, though, and I think it's why you don't see much of it in Dragon Ball Z games, for example, you have so many people who have so many different ideas of what they want, and that character customization is great, but if you can't create the character that you want to create in that customization suite, then it's just going to be a failure to you. So, you got to be really careful on when you're developing that option. And especially with something with like RWBY, where the weapons are so unique to each individual.
I mean, yeah, the weapons would probably be the hardest thing to do.
But on like the polar opposite end, though, if you can find a game that does that really well, like say Warframe, which can they literally call it Fashion Frame because it offers just like immense amounts of customization options for individuals to tailor to a specific playstyle. And if you can actually capitalize on it, and you can do it really, really well, you get a ton of money.
Of course.
You get really, really successful. So that's pretty much like you have to do it well, otherwise you're going to crash and burn, essentially. But it's not impossible to do.
I mean, I think it's customization. There's obviously games that do it well. I mean, there's a game that's got a character customization so well done. It's been released on its own as a free engine, and there are games that will do it well, there's games that will do it bad. But as long as you have like general options and some element of deep variation, it'll go well. And I guess that's it. So we've got fighting games, tactical RPGs, normal RPGs, and a Telltale game, which is an interesting list.
I want a Candy Crush like match 3-1, which is dust.
God. No.
Marvel puzzle
It's
quest.
basically
Wait,
like
you
World
just
of
gave me an
Remnant.
idea.
you have the different
Wait,
combinations of like
billions of
dust
dollars.
crystals.
Instead of Candy Crush, how about Honey Pop?
No.
Oh, wow.
I mean, someone probably somewhere
Honey Pop.
wants a RWBY dating sim.
I'll
I
buy
do.
it.
Meanwhile, in Japan,
If we got a RWBY Honey Pop game, I'd half expect it to be Team Season, just because I know that that's something Rooster Teeth would do to make fun of it.
I think they do it too. I think he just let you play as anybody. It was like, well, here, seduce someone, and it turns out none of them want to be seduced. It's like, I want to pass
Sounds
this
like
school.
real life.
Yeah, too real.
Ouch.
Too real.
Oh man.
Why must you hurt me like this?
Okay.
Why you must hurt me like this, Blake?
Oh my.
Happens.
No, I thought
Happens a
I
week.
thought I banned Adam impressions. I thought I banned that.
You did.
I have audio saying no Adam impressions.
Can't get of Edge, don't you know that?
I will remove all the edge there can be. So, thinking ahead to the future, what would you like to see in RWBY Volume 4 and any kind of costume changes?
oh,
Yeah,
I want to see
hair
John
short.
get better armor. Like
I
as a
wanted-
given, the more advanced he gets as a fighter, I want to see him put on more knight armor and become tankier. Just
Can
because.
Can Blake wear a body bag?
Ooh.
I really,
we're
really
fighting
don't
after
like
this.
Blake as a character.
We're fighting after this.
Alright.
Stay tuned for the podcast post show where KayyJayy beats the crap out of him.
You're about to catch this dude.
When she's
I
taller
don't
than
fight
Imp, you
children.
know that this is going to be.
Blake Bowl get hype even.
KayyJay's gonna put Imp in a Blake cosplay and put him in a body bag.
You mess with waifu, you're gonna lose your waifu.
And my wife's dead. If I can't have mine, you can't have yours.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not go there.
Hi guys, we're all friends
She
here, right?
started it.
I really don't think she did.
Victimizing
Started
me.
with the violent threat. No, you were the one who started with the threats just because I don't like Blake and I want her to wear a body bag.
Okay. I mean,
Going back.
Anyway,
Going back to the actual topic.
somehow.
The topic was costume changes for the characters.
Yes.
I want to see Yank wear a different costume. I really don't like her main outfit that much. I mean, it's okay. I personally prefer her hunter outfit a lot more. For me to alternate.
Oh god, I think I froze this. Oh dear. There goes the... Oh dear. There we are.
What?
We didn't have to join back in. Alright, so there was a little bit of technical difficulties here. There may be some music, there may not be. But, right, back in, we were talking about costume changes when someone very rudely interrupted. So, Chained, back to
yeah, really. Not me.
back to your point, Chained.
Yeah, like I was saying, in the fanfic Dual Abyss, Yang starts wearing an outfit that's very much like Raven. She starts wearing a black, Eastern-styled gi, but instead of it being with the red accentuation, it's yellow. And she starts putting on a grim mask that looks like Kevin instead of Nevermore. And her prosthetic in that arm is like very dragon-like. It's got like claws and it's a metal, but it's clear, so her yellow aura sort of seeps in through it, and it's designed to have like scales built in across it in the texture. So really weird looking thing. So that I don't expect that to ever happen, but it would be nice to see a more Eastern style look for Yang at some point. If they wanted to deviate stylistically. If not, I like something along the lines of the Hunter outfit.
Fair enough.
That's interesting because if she's trying to look like Raven, that kind of suggests that she's not forgiving her, but like acknowledging her, maybe.
Fuck you, Mom.
Not something I think that would happen right away in the show, but I mean, like, if she, in the future, like, say, Volume 5 or 6, she meets Raven and starts training under her for a time, or if she has to do some sort of darker undercover type mission or whatever, you know, or co-opsy type thing or whatever, that would be something I think would be neat to see.
It's just like she wears the outfit. It's like, this one's for you, Mom. Thanks for never being there. And Raven's just somewhere in the background, like, ow. I'd also want to see some costume changes. I don't know. I kind of want to drop the hood from RWBY. It's just, you know, I know it's iconic and it's a bit of a style, but like, it's not really doing it anymore. Also, a far more red costume would be awesome. So that's my input.
I will say I think Yang is probably the most likely to get a new outfit because the fact that she's, you know, going to get a new arm. I think she's probably going to try and hide it from people. So like she's probably going to wear like a long sleeve jacket or shirt or some sort of long glove to hide the prosthetic.
I mean,
she might start wearing a longer coat. My thought is like sort of like a Nick Valentine sort of aesthetic from like Fallout 4. You know, like his right arm is basically completely robotic, where all the skins or the fake skin is sort of eroded away. You know, and I think that would be a really interesting look if she like wore a glove and whatnot.
I just
you know what would be a great after credits scene for Volume 4 is RWBY goes up to like Yang on a hill, and it's exactly like the end of episode 7. Yang like reaches in her backpack and like pulls out Yang's arm, and Yang like looks at her.
It's like, and that's like the last 5 minutes of the episode, right? Like
and they just stare at each other forever, and then boom, credits.
He's not gonna have the hobo beard though.
She's got a full beard, just somehow.
Yeah.
Oh god.
She leaves. They have to like find Penny's body because she hid like a map to find her.
No. She hands her the missing right hand part of Ember Silica.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she hands her missing arm.
It's just a skeleton at that point, but that's the thought that counts.
Oh god.
It's been gnawed on by like Grimm.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh god.
All right. That's an interesting point actually. Is that you mentioned covering it up? Is that of all the the 2 characters that currently have prosthetics, that are Ironwood and Mercury, they've taken a lot of pain to hide them, and it's. Do you think that prosthetics in the RWBY universe are a thing that's kind of frowned upon, or generally not?
I don't know if there's.
Well, Mercury had to disguise his because it was all part of the plan. If everyone knew he had robo legs, then Yang wouldn't have been in trouble.
I actually think it's part of the universe, though. I mean,
he could just break an arm.
No, but think about how secret Penny was as well.
Yeah.
About the fact that she was a robot. I think we've actually got a similar situation in RWBY, I reckon, to actually the whole synth situation in Fallout 4. There is a real worry and a real mindset of, oh god, you know, these robots are starting to look like us. How can we tell whether one's a robot, and are they dangerous, and whether you're augmented or not? That gets into the whole Deus Ex Machina, for example, situation. So I think it's sort of half and half. It's the crowd or the populace feels uneasy at seeing augmented or augments or whatever. At the same time, people who are augmented want to look more human.
I think the other thing about it is for Yang on a self-conscious. I think part of it's not just whatever world stigma might have there be. She was she's still attractive and whatnot, but like Yang is the beauty of the group. That's part of the lyric from Red Like Roses, and now she's marred. Part of her image has been changed permanently, and granted that makes her more interesting as a character.
Well, geez, they didn't lop off a boob. I mean, she's fine.
Oh god.
My point is
suddenly breast cancer.
My point is like she has to find think back to the dance, to the ball. She'd have to find ways. She can't just go looking like Marilyn Monroe anymore. She'd have to find ways around that to make herself feel more comfortable. I think that on a personal level, not just because of what we were just of attraction of her, but I think that this is just something that will bug her on a personal, individual level about being self-conscious.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that the assumption is made here that the robot arm that she gets is like the same level of technology that Mercury and Ironwood had. But Penny's existence of having synthetic skin over a robot endoskeleton, it's just like level of tech exists now. Penny's state of the art. So if Yang could ever get her hand on that she'd essentially get an arm that is functionally identical to her old one.
You're missing the whole. You're missing a big throwaway line though, which Mercury was saying, which was something along the lines of, these legs,
Aren't
these
easy to
legs
get,
cost
yeah.
a lot. It's not like Atlas is giving away a free health service of, oh, have you lost an arm or leg? Here, have one.
Yeah, but Weiss is rich. So
Yes, but
their dad pretty much probably owns the company that developed the technology in the first place.
Weiss,
Yang has connection.
Weiss isn't there though. I actually
And not only that, the
Yeah, but if she never ran into Weiss again for the rest of the series, then the show can't exactly be called RWBY.
Can I just interrupt quickly?
sure. Go
Sure,
for it.
Sorry, RWBY Volume 2 tickets have just gone up on Tug.
Oh, yeah.
That's the screening
Yeah.
on the 27th of July.
Actually, I was going to bring that up in a second, but no, thanks for saying that. It's fine. So we'll talk about arms. I think the technology to do that would be very hard, and I think it's one of the reasons Iron would have probably tested on himself first, because he's that kind of person.
Yeah.
And how Mercury got it, I don't know.
I think, personally speaking, the fact that there has been a visual difference between Ironwood, Mercury, and Penny, I think Yang's going to fall in line more visually with how Ironwood looks. Even if there is the ability to hide it with skin, I think chances are it's going to be a robo arm. They're going to go with that visual cue, and I think it's going to be something that Yang's going to struggle with. As for how she gets it, first off, she's either going to have to build it on her own, or she's going to have to take a trip to Atlas. And
well, it's implied that Yang is a better engineer.
No,
than
someone beat
ever
me to it.
And yeah, she just doesn't have like the gun fetish that RWBY has, but she's actually really superior when it comes to building that Stars thing. She built her own motorcycle. Motorcycles are hard, man.
No, I know, but that's the thing where here you're forgetting the other key thing. She's missing her dominant arm.
She has her dad.
He has a dad.
Her dad
She has not a dominant
arm.
Father, beat my arm.
Okay, fair enough. But
Father,
do they have
catch me on my arm.
Okay, but do they have the
Father,
technological
I'm
resources?
horny.
Oh God, no, stop.
Why?
No.
Why?
Zwei?
No.
Dogs are what?
Hey, look, I didn't say.
No shame. No shame.
I didn't say any dog was going on. Come on.
Talk about dog unit.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm
Jesus
an idiot.
Christ.
I'm an idiot. I'm like, yeah, I know.
So yes, actually, on to the topic of RWBY Volume 2, because that's just been announced. Will you see it again in cinema?
If I can
I went to the Volume 1
find it
screening.
here to
There
that.
were some really weird people there, so
I-
maybe.
I
yeah?
hated the screenings, but I'm still going to see it. It's just everybody won't shut the fuck up and just watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with watching it in cinemas is you have to be kind of quiet. And I'm never good at being quiet in the cinema, so I'm that
Like,
person.
oh my god, this is the part where Yang, like, just shut up, let me watch it, and then we'll talk later.
I think, to be fair, I hear about all these horror stories from American and Canadian cinemas of people talking over the film and everything. I don't know whether we got a couple of British guys in here, of course. I don't know whether it's a completely different case with you guys, but with me, generally, I've not stepped into a cinema once where someone's talked over the film.
I am the one who would. I will talk over
I'm
the
the one
film.
who knocks.
I really like talking about films and talking about moments. So I will talk. I try to be quiet, but hide moments. And do you think Volume 2 will be better than the Volume 1 screening? Just purely based on what's in the volumes.
Volume 2 seems it's more of a bridge, isn't it? Like Volume 1's obviously the start, that's really good. Volume 2 kind of nothing majorly serious happens. Like,
They send a train full of grim into a city.
I know, but still, it's like I don't know.
What? Being invaded is not major. It's like,
Well,
I'll invade you.
Well, yeah, it's invaded for all of 5 minutes, and it's very clearly cleared up, and like they resolved it very poorly, in my opinion.
Money and time, man. Money and time. Like,
Well,
and
the
I'm
whole
just kind
point
of
of
hoping
it.
that like they go back later with like an immense budget and they just kind of like remake Volumes 1 and 2 to like sort of like a Volume 3 sort of standard where they just have like much more time to actually flush things out and just put in maybe some like deleted or cut scenes just to make it like seem more fluid.
Oh, nice. Then,
But that's just like a personal dream of mine.
We all have dreams.
I had a dream.
We'll have me.
I have a dream.
I guess it's just that kind of... Volume 2 is... Oh, there is not much going on apart from the whole invasion.
I prefer it over Volume 1, but neither one interested me much as Volume 3 did.
Yeah.
I remember reading on Tumblr during the time it was airing, there was a lot of dislike of the pacing and the plot, which was kind of John-centric for a few episodes, as, you know, prom. And it was, to be fair, it seemed like no one else really cared about it. Like, maybe Sun did, but Blake wasn't looking, and Yang and Weiss did because she wanted to date Neptune. But the other, Yang and RWBY didn't do much. Ren, Nora, did they go together? No one knows. And Pyrrha's just stuck there like, I am helping Jawn. Yes.
I think that we need more Argos.
Okay.
I agree.
I mean, it's kind of hard now, but hey.
Well, we could
That
get
ship's
easier
dead now?
The ship is kind of dead.
It's only dead if you want it to be dead.
We're still flying half the ship.
Well,
That's all you need.
It's kind of hard to have a pairing with one person.
Nonsense.
No, you can still have dream sequences.
Oh no.
You can still have sexual fantasies.
No.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, Pyrrha.
Someone.
Oh.
A wet dream.
Oh my god.
I'm so fucked up.
There you go.
I swear to God, if there's like a moment that alludes to a wet dream in RWBY Volume 4, I'm just gonna stop.
God damn it.
I'll be done. You win. You win.
There is no winning or losing. Don't you know?
The only
Silly
winning
boy.
move is not
Whoever
to
wins,
play.
we lose.
But I always win.
Oh God.
So, someone posted something really interesting to the Reddit. It was a discussion, like, Volume 4 could be the first time, like, RWBY's been away from Yang. Like, because they went to the same, previous to Beacon. Where was it again?
They Signal.
Yeah, they went there together, and then obviously they went to Beacon together.
I mean, of course,
They're on the same
RWBY,
team.
RWBY was away for at least a few years because Yang's older and went to Signal earlier.
Yeah.
But I guess this is the first time like she's not following her sister's footsteps, because it's always been go to Signal after Yang, go to Beacon after Yang's done it. Then they were kind of on the same page for a bit, like we're doing this together, and now it's I'm going to Atlas, my sister's behind me.
Well, no, she's going to Haven.
Oh, Haven. Oh, I've got the wrong place.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Yang's gonna go to Atlas in Volume 4 at some point when she gets out of bed, and that's how she's gonna get her prosthetic.
Totally
She'll have to reunite with Weiss.
Yeah.
I think Raven.
If Raven pops up with her, I think Raven's gonna pop up into Blake's storyline. I think she's gonna tell Blake to go to Patch, because frankly, Blake, in order to have progress on that not run away story arc, whatever that character arc she's having, she has to
Not run away.
Yeah, she has to not run away. She has to be the one that goes to Yang. It can't be Yang finds Blake. It has to be Blake goes to Yang willingly. So I think that's probably what's going to happen early on in Volume 4, and the tension between Yang and Blake throughout most of that's going to be Blake having to win back Yang's trust, and whenever they get to Atlas, Yang gets her arm back.
Alright.
Or it could be the other thing around, but since we're talking about this, Raven recorded her, Anna Holm recorded her lines for Raven. She started doing that a month ago. And earlier today, Barb was doing a live stream for Rooster Teeth playing as Yang on Grib Eclipse, and she mentioned during that she did her first recording for quote-unquote Yang's first episode in Volume 4 last week.
Alright, so
And the way she phrased it made it sound like Yang's not in the first episode of Volume 4, like she's in episode 2 or 3 or whatever.
that's what it said.
So
I can see that coming though.
I think from the sound of that, I think based on the fact that Raven was recording ages ago, and that was literally right when Volume 1 started production or whatever, I'm thinking that means whatever scene Raven has, it's probably with another character, and I think most likely Blake. It makes most sense for if it. You
can never tell with voice acting, though. Unfortunately, it's one
because
of
of
those
schedule.
things.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, yeah. What was it? I think it was Neathholm, for example. He did his lines for Ren completely different to everyone else, and Vic Mignola as well, who voices Crow. He has no interaction with the rest of the crew, supposedly. Like, he literally went in, did his lines, went out. So he didn't even know whenever.
Like a crow.
However, both Anna and Barb are members of Rooster Teeth, and in the whole time during that podcast, she kept mentioning how she hangs out a lot with Anna in real life. So they're both in-house. I think it'd be
from it though. Like, really.
True, but I mean, again, the way she phrased it made it sound like Yang's not in episode 1.
Yes.
And just more the way the schedule. And my point about Raven is that the way she was scheduled, the way the timing her announcement was, made it look like she's working on episode. She's definitely in episode 1. That's just my thought. Because like it was a week after they announced that they'd finished storyboards for episode 1 or whatever. Like it was the first official announcing that they'd done any vocal recording.
All right.
I would wait and see.
I was going to say this.
Yeah.
Do you think everyone will? How long will RWBY be separated from each other? Like 1 episode? Maybe.
I'm thinking until the end of the season. I think we're going to get 4 separate arcs of each character that comes together at the end.
I'm just interested in the genre.
arc. I think. They'll reunite both.
I know.
They'll reunite in the finale, but I think Yang and Blake are going to reunite earlier, so that way they condense the storylines from 4 to 3. So that way, Yang and Blake, they can settle out that whole arc out of the way, because their character arcs, or individual character arcs, are very heavily intertwined, and it's kind of hard for them both to do progress individually at this point, unless they're reunited and can sort that out. Weiss will do world building for Atlas, and then she'll eventually get out of there, and I think it'll all culminate to a reunion in Haven at the end.
I'm going to say no reuniting in Volume 4.
At all, like not even at the end of the finale.
No, I think if there's going to be any reuniting, in my mind at least, it's going to be between Yang and Weiss, for Yang to get her arm, and I actually imagine that that'll probably happen near the end, so it's sort of be like this uplifting rebuilding stage. So Team Rangers having success somewhere, Blake's getting over her demons somewhere, Weiss is being held her friend, and Team's getting this new arm, finding her strength again. And that sort of ends out the volume.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Difference of opinion, of course, but
yeah, fair enough. Well, I mean, like this happened. There was a famous cosplayer for Yang on Tumblr. She did a lot. She does these live streams. I'm not going to say who it is, but she did a live stream like back in March, and the topic of Yang's arm came up, like how she was planning on doing any cosplay. Just like she goes to cons all year long as Yang, and so people were saying like, do you have any plans on how to specifically handle that until Volume 4 comes out? And apparently, she mentioned during the podcast, I was there for this, she mentioned that she has friends at Rooster Teeth who had sent her official imagery of what Yang's prosthetic is. So she could do prep work for it. So the design is out there, and that indicates to me that Yang's probably going to get it a little bit closer. Like, I don't know if she's going to get it right away, but maybe the middle, or like somewhere between episode 6 to episode 9 of Volume 4 is when she's going to get the prosthetic. Somewhere there. She's not going to get it at the finale, I think. I think it'll be somewhere in the middle of the story.
Interesting. I'm guessing it might be like a heavily... I actually, knowing Yang's character as well, I can totally imagine the whole, like, trying to conceal it thing might not affect her as much. Like, if she's back up to full, like, you know, screw this, I'm gonna do whatever, she could go for the whole shebang, sort of massive power arm.
I used to think that, but I keep thinking back to that quote that's in the Yellow trailer, and it's about how other people perceive you. I think that's going to be Yang's arc once she gets the arm back, and once she gets her prosthetic, she's going to have to be dealing with the self-consciousness of that. So she's not going to be. She'll be fighting again, but she won't be as chipper as she was before. I think she'll have to be sorting throughout that still.
All right. Anybody else?
Keep an eye on time.
Yeah. Anybody else got any thoughts on that one? Because I would say I think it would be about 4 or 5, maybe mid-season they all reunite.
I think that was it pretty succinctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So thank you for listening to episode 2, and we'll hope you see us next week. And probably have a better schedule for this. Goodbye.
Bye.
Out.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya. Oh yes, all links should be in the description below for anything we've either
Awesome.
talked about or linked to. Thank you.